Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about a huge headache for pretty much every business out there, email security. We're going to dive into why so many companies feel completely stuck with their current provider, even when they know there are better options, and we'll uncover the one big thing that's holding them back.
Let's just start with one number, a really big one, 91%. According to a Deloitte report, that's how many cyber attacks start with a phishing email. Think about that for a second. That means the single biggest threat to your entire company is probably sitting in an inbox right now.
And this really gets to the heart of the problem, doesn't it? Email is the absolute lifeblood of any modern business. It's how we communicate, how we collaborate, how we get anything done. But that exact same tool is, by a long shot, your number one vulnerability. And trying to manage that contradiction is a tough, tough job. See, to really get a handle on email risk, you're not just fighting one battle. You're actually fighting a war on two completely separate but equally critical fronts. Let's break those down. So the battlefield is split. On one side, you've got security. That's your active defense, right? Blocking malware, stopping fraudsters, preventing those nightmare data breaches. But then on the other side, you've got archiving. This is the critical, non-negotiable need to save and preserve emails to meet all sorts of legal and compliance rules. A truly great solution has to be a master of both. And if your solution fails on either one of those fronts, well, the consequences are they're devastating. We're not just talking about a fine or a financial loss. A breach means your business operations grind to a halt. It means massive damage to your company's reputation. And it means losing the trust of the very customers and shareholders who keep you afloat. Okay, so the risks are crystal clear. And let's be honest, many of you listening probably know your current email security isn't quite cutting it, which leads to this really frustrating question, and the real reason so many businesses feel totally stuck. This is it. This is the question that keeps IT leaders and business owners up at night. You can see there's better, more modern, probably more affordable technology out there, so why in the world does it feel impossible to just make the move? Well, here it is, the painful truth. It's the cost. Not the cost of the new service, but the cost of moving your data. The cost to migrate your email archive, which could be terabytes and terabytes of critical history, is described right here as punitive. That's a powerful word. It's not a cost, it's a penalty. A penalty for leaving. So this one single massive cost, it basically acts like a giant wall. It creates what we call vendor lock-in, trapping you with your current provider, even if you're unhappy, even if you're overpaying for tech that's leaving you exposed. It feels like you're stuck. But what if you're not? All right, enough about the problem. Let's pivot and talk about the solution. What if you could get a much better product and find a way to tear down that migration wall? It's time to introduce an award-winning alternative. Meet Libraesva. This is described as a multiple award-winning solution. So it's not just another name in the hat, it's been recognized by experts for being excellent at both security and archiving. It's a true leader in the field. So what does better actually look like? Well, it means it blocks not just the threats we already know about, but the new ones that pop up tomorrow. It means using smart, advanced protection to stop fraud. It means making compliance easy with powerful archiving tools. You get built-in encryption. And maybe best of all, you can be up and running in just a few minutes. And beyond just being better at protecting you, there's another huge benefit: efficiency. We're talking about potential cost savings of up to 40% on mail server performance compared to what you have now. So that's better protection and better performance for less. Okay, so Libraesva is the destination. It's where you want to be. But what about that journey? What about that huge migration penalty we talked about? How do you actually get there? Let's look at the path to a real solution. Here is the key. This is what unlocks the whole thing. The Enterprise Red solution. These guys are specialists. They provide a cost-effective managed service designed to do one specific thing: migrate your entire email archive and finally set you free from that vendor lock-in. And this isn't some complex 6-month project you have to manage yourself. It's a total end-to-end package. Enterprise Red handles the entire data migration for you. Then they implement the top-tier Libraesva platform. It's a completely hands-off transition to a much better system. So this really brings us to the final choice, doesn't it? You've got the old way, being locked in, facing those punitive costs, and just being stuck with older tech. Or you have the Enterprise Red way, the freedom to choose what's best, a migration that doesn't break the bank, and a total managed solution for your business. Let's just put it in plain terms. Let's talk about the real financial impact here. By getting rid of that punitive migration cost, this whole solution could literally save your business tens of thousands of pounds. That's money you'd otherwise just be throwing away to keep things as they are. And that leaves us with one last really important question you need to ask yourself. When you really think about it, when you factor in the security risks of your old tech, the higher costs, and just the frustration of being locked in, is the cost of staying put actually way, way higher than the cost of switching? If you're ready to answer that question for your business, here's all the info for Enterprise Red. You can get a quote and find out more. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer.